Hi, my name is Karan Rao, and I'm here to talk. I'm here to reflect on my class analysis of sport coaching, and I want to talk about three concepts that I learned most in this class. First one that I learned was morals and ethics, and how important that is in applying it to your coaching philosophy. You want to follow your ethics and morals uh, off the court as well as on the court. So it helps you make decisions. It helps you establish a culture um, within your athletes and your unit to help build like a cohesive unit and a cohesive team that can actually win games and help you win games. The second one I wanted to talk about was hack communication and how important that is in terms of wanting to communicate with your athletes um, in different ways. Some athletes like to learn better off of criticisms than, and some other athletes like to learn better off of positive reinforcement. So you always want to avoid using negative language. So whenever you're talking with your athletes, and you're trying, and the ones that want to be criticized, you don't want to say, "Don't do this, don't do that," because then they're going to be overthinking that, and they're going to be playing carefully instead of playing naturally. And if you do that, it's gonna kind of set them in a mindset of, oh, I gotta be careful fielding this ball, otherwise I'm gonna bobble it and then throw it and make an errant play. So you want to use positive language at the same time when you're trying to improve players. So you don't want so instead of saying don't do this, don't do that, hey, improve on getting in front of the ball. You're doing great. Just improve on getting in front of the ball and making sure you make a good throw to first. That's the type of reinforcement that you want to use. You don't want to get any negative thoughts inside your athletes' minds, because then overthinking will happen. And I think that was very useful in this class, talking about that. And then the last thing that I learned was feedback. So it's important to get feedback from your assistant coaches, your mentors, anyone who observes your practices, and most importantly, your athletes, because they're the ones that are learning from you. They are learning how to better themselves at the game, and they're also going to you for advice. So if you ask your athletes to give you feedback, take it and try and use it in a good way to help better yourself as a coach. Um, Also, keep journals and videos of each practice so that you can see what you are doing and how helping other players, or and how you can improve helping other players become the best versions of themselves on and off the court. Um, and you always want to be open. Always have like an open door policy with all your coaches, your players, equipment managers. If they have any questions, they should be able to come. They should be able to be free with you and be able to come with you and explain any problems that they're having and any issues that they have, understanding what you're trying to teach them in that way. And the fourth concept that I want to talk about is tactile skills. And it's important regardless of what sport you're going into, but um, tactile skills, teaching the tactile skills is very important. Um, it's not everybody's going to be perfect at fielding a ball, or hitting a baseball, or even throwing a football, for example. So if you're able to teach them from starting from a young age, get them working with their hands, and teaching them how to use their hands in that way, and just getting a little bit more body literate about them, and how they can move and run and use their bodies and help build their fundamentals. I think that's very important in all sports, and I think I'm gonna apply that by just starting from a young age with all athletes. They all don't grow in the same time period. So like some kids will grow faster than others, and obviously girls go through puberty much earlier than boys. So teaching that kind of thing to two different genders and two different and different age groups and all that will I think if I were to apply the tactile skills that I learned in this class, it'll help me become a better coach overall. And I really think that that's gonna help me a lot as I move on in the sports world. Um, I think the one thing I liked about this class was how it really wasn't, just straight from the book uh, lectures, just PowerPoint slides. It was really about communication and talking about different issues within sports, how to deal, like we were talking about issues that we saw on the field. Um, for example, we talked about the Antonio Brown case and how he wasn't getting medical attention from any from the Buccaneers, and how would we deal with that situation. And another great thing about the class was we had an actual coach who had experience uh, teaching this class, and massive experience, or like plenty of expertise and experience to go around to help teach uh, this course. She had examples of her own about how she dealt with different situations, and how she dealt with punishment. Not necessarily, for example, she was not, Miss Williams was not necessarily hard on physical punishment as she was on mental punishment. Um, and she didn't even like using the word punishment. It's more or less like just ability to get better, and better yourself. Um, so I think I like that about the class, about learning from an actual coach who has experience in that area, and I think that really is going to help me as I progress further in the coaching ranks. Um, I think one thing that can be improved in the class is assignments. Not necessarily all the assignments, just specifically the case studies. I struggle with that personally. But I think if you gave us like an example of what a 100% case study looks like, I think I can improve. I think that would help students to figure out what kind of case study or what kind of answers you want on that case study, and how to phrase it and use the concepts in the textbook to apply it to the case study. Um, so I think that would be better. And based on my initial reflection paper, I thought this class was going to be about X's and O's, and boy was I wrong. It's more than that, and I didn't get what I expected, but I got a lot more in terms of knowledge of how there's a lot more to coaching than just X's and O's. It is, in a way, sometimes about winning, because if you don't win enough, you're not going to keep your job. So it's about winning, but it's about how you build up to a winning team. If you don't build up to a winning, see, what Miss Williams said best was, if you build your team the right way, the wins will come. So it's not necessarily about you going out there to shop for wins or recruit for wins. It's more or less about building a program that helps create wins. And I think that's, you know, a lot more insightful, and a lot better than what I expected. And I really appreciated the time that I got to spend in this class, and it really gave me an insight about how coaching is. And I want to say thank you, Miss Williams, and I just want to thank you for any progress you helped me make in the future. And thank you.